Hey guys, sorry you can't really see me. I'm today on Show and Tell. I'm gonna be doing a video on pet massage. I'm using my dog Chubbs here as hey, come here Chubbs, sit. He's gonna be my little demonstrator today. Okay, no, sit, turn around, sit. There we go. Good boy. Stay. Okay. So now I do this with my cat as well as my dog. And I start up at the forehead, okay, right around the eye sockets. And with him, I normally try to do one side at a time because he is a big dog, and obviously it's a bit more difficult to get into some of those crevices and those corners and stuff like that. So I'll go around the ear with my thumbs, and I'll start up in the top part corner. I'm just going to do this side first, and then I'll go to the other side to show you better. And he loves this around the ears, especially because he tends to have like ear mite problems every once in a while, and so he loves this. Okay, so I'll do the other side to show you guys what I mean. So I start above the eye. I don't want to damage the eye in any way, so I'll start above the eye, and I'll follow. He's got a line in the middle of his head. Most dogs do, so I'll just kind of follow the line down. And again, depending on how large your dog is, they can handle more pressure than obviously a smaller dog. So you're going to want to keep that in mind and make sure that you're not. Stay. Turn your head. Turn your head. Turn your head. Oh, okay. So I start at the top of the ear here. And of course, now he's not going to cooperate. And I go all the way around, essentially, okay? And essentially do like you can go either clockwise or anti-clockwise, whichever you prefer, as long as you go all the way around. And then at the end, I tend to sort of pick everything up and pull it back, just to kind of work everything. There's kind of some muscles in there that you don't really get to unless... And now, the base of the skull, where the neck begins, you'll sometimes tend to feel, because there's so much skin and fat and muscle there, you'll have to put a bit of extra pressure and kind of get into that base so that you can really rub the bottom of the scalp. Sounds like a brain massage. And then you'll use that crevice to also make your starting point for the neck. And I use my fingers as well as my thumbs to do the neck. I'll start in the center with my thumbs and get right, essentially, stay Chubbs, right around the spine. And I continue to do that all the way down. So it's very similar to the way that you would massage a human, in the sense of, making sure to focus on all the different parts of the body that could be sore and stuff like that. So it's really just a matter of keeping in mind that your pet is an animal, that they cannot tell you when things hurt other than by yelping or what have you. So if they do start to feel uncomfortable, don't force it. Just try and use lighter pressure or maybe a different movement, because obviously some pets prefer touching more than others. But I found that this was a really great way to not only bond with my pet, but also kind of, in a sense, psychologically trick them into doing tasks that they normally otherwise would not do, such as cutting their nails. Some dogs have a really hard time getting their hair brushed. This is another really great one for that, especially because there's a lot of touching going on. So if you're massaging the dog and having this sort of, moment with the dog, and then you sort of introduce the brush into the scenario, they're a lot more calm, they're a lot more relaxed, You're also a lot more calm and relaxed because a lot of times I have found just from personal experience as well as anything else, sorry, I'm going to lift this up now that I'm done sort of showing you guys, um, is that, um, sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought there. So I will restart that sentence. I have found in my personal experience that a lot of times the biggest mistake that pet owners make with not only dogs but cats too, because all animals can sense this stuff, but we tend to get very anxious. We get very nervous around dogs, especially certain breeds of dogs, and some people it's just the size of the dog that really scares them. But they sense all of our energy. So if we're scared of them, if we are anxious about a situation, for example, when we're walking the dog, if we know that our dog doesn't get along well with other dogs and we see one coming, we start to kind of go a little bonkers because we know and we're anticipating this situation to happen. The dog starts to sense that, and it takes cues, the dog takes cues from you and then starts acting the same way. And that's why they kind of get a bit extra anxious and rambunctious themselves, because we're feeding that energy. So they're very, very receptive. So if you're going to be cutting the nails, I always go back to that because that has always been a really big problem for people, I find, with their animals. So if you kind of take a few seconds to just kind of calm yourself and just take a moment to sort of breathe and get into that like really, really calm state, it'll be a lot easier to get your pet into that calm state as well. Because if you're not anxious and, you know, nervous and getting all worked up, then they won't either. And it'll be a lot easier for both of you to get the job done and in a quickly manner with a lot less stress. So give it a try. Let me know what you guys think, if it works for you guys or not. I've noticed that there's not a lot on YouTube in regards to pet massage, so if you guys want more information, please feel free to ask. I'd be more than happy to provide it. I absolutely love animals, and I've always loved helping people as well as animals, but animals have always sort of taken priority over humans because of the fact that they don't have a voice. And I find that so many people in the world tend to take advantage of the fact that they can't speak and they can't talk back to us and crap like that. Mind you, they can, you know, they can use sounds and they can use, you know, their barking or their meowing if it's a cat, and they can certainly attack us and, you know, defend themselves, certainly, but a lot of times they have, you know, a very different way of communicating, and some people don't always or aren't always able to take those cues from their pet. So you know, it becomes very difficult and sometimes in some cases very sad because some people will, you know, obviously use, you know, dogs or other animals for purposes that I find are completely disgusting and against any type of you know, human nature, really. I mean, for example, using a dog as a bait dog, to me that is completely and utterly unacceptable among any, like, beyond any form of justification. Like, there is no justification for using an animal essentially as a piece of meat, because that's really what they're being used for in cases like that, as a piece of meat. So I think to end this video, I would just like to put out there to all of you, I guess, animal haters or animal neglectors or whatever you want to call yourselves. Please keep in mind that these animals do have feelings. They do have hearts just like us that get broken and get hurt and get stomped on. Just like when you are in a bad relationship and you get essentially like chewed up and spit back out and you feel like crap afterwards. Your animals can feel like that too when you neglect them or when you don't give them enough attention or when you talk crap at them or yell at them or any of those things. Any emotions that you feel or that you have felt in the past when someone has treated you that way, even though you might not think of it, your animal certainly can feel that way too. Some people out there might think that I'm completely ridiculous, but it's been proven, folks, and I truly believe, you know what I mean, that animals are so much smarter than we tend to believe or want to believe, I guess. And just like children, we can learn so much from our pets and from our animals as well as kids. So, a lot of times they're smarter than we are as adults because our civilization is a little stupid nowadays. We have not necessarily progressed like our ancestors wanted us to, and at times, yes, animals can be much smarter than us humans. So, love them, love our animals, and they'll love us back, and we will all live in harmony. So, hopefully, you guys are having a great day. I will see you all tomorrow for Fantastical Fridays. Bye for now.